Are we?
Yep, we're live now.
Alright.
Welcome back to the Way of the Hunter. You got Crosshairs and White King on mic.
Yeah.
We are on the map Transylvania, and basically what we've been doing for hours now is we have been going to all the question marks. And as you see, this is what I have gotten accomplished. And I do mean for hours. We have done a couple of objectives because they were pretty easy and they were there and we had them, so we did take care of them. But for the most part, we have not done the objectives or the task. We just been opening up the map. Now, although there are quite a few red deer on this map and quite a few roe deer, and you have evidently brown bear, but we have yet to see a brown bear. And you got red fox and gray-legged goose and wolves and fallow deer, rabbit and pheasant. Got a variety of animals, although the red deer and the roe deer seem to pretty much outnumber any other species on the map. But it is a hard map to hunt. It is very hilly. There are humps in the hills so you can't see around them, or down they can be over a ledge from you, whatever have you. And the knee zones seem to be pretty, when you run onto one, they're pretty huge. I mean, they go for quite a ways, but it's for the same herd. And it's been a difficult thing, traveling up and down these hills. But as you look, I mean, look at that. You got, I mean, it's beautiful, but it's quite hard to move around on, and even harder to hunt. What do you think, bro?
I mean, you pretty much said it all. It is all hills and mountains. Now, granted, there are some huge open areas, but it does make sneaking up on the animals a lot more difficult. And as you said, we've been at this for hours. Please believe I mean more than any 2 or 3 or 4 straight. Long time of trying to get what we've got done, and we're still not completed with it. And in doing so, the brown bear zones, every single one of them, say what?
Almost
what's
never.
The exact words? Almost never. You'll find footprints, water zones, feed zones. You'll find them everywhere. You'll walk for hours and hours and hours. Hadn't seen one, hadn't heard one, hadn't spooked one, nothing. So, don't know anything about the brown bear yet. Badger, pretty scarce, from so far anyway. Red fox, again, fairly scarce. But the goose, the ducks, the rabbits, the fallow, the roe, the chamois, the red deer, all those are pretty good. I mean, I'm looking at a herd of red deer right now, so.
And see, right here is a brown bear track. But like he said, not only has he not seen one, he's not spooked one, neither have I. And you see what area I've covered. I mean, I've been completely down through the left-hand side with got some black spots, but now I'm going up the middle. But the brown bear has seemed to not been anywhere to be found, even though found knee zones for them, feeding and drinking, but every one of them has said almost never, like we said. But again, I mean, we're Alright, let me take the photo here. Why are you not letting me take the photo? Okay. Not letting me take the photo of this one, bro.
What is it that you're trying to look at?
It's one of them photo places. You gotta take the photo.
Uh, if you have your hunter sense on, turn it off and see if that matters. Sometimes it's interfered with what I've been trying to do.
Well, unless I gotta actually go up into the castle, take a photo, but that don't make any sense.
And usually it's always at the wooden sign.
I mean, I thought they want me to take a picture of the castle itself. That's absolutely not letting me do it for some reason. I don't know why. Normally it throws you right into it. Alright, well, do I figure this out? I cannot. Mark off this question mark. This is just lovely.
Did you go up to the wooden sign that should be out in front of it?
Yeah, that's where I'm at now, and if you back away from it, it disappears. Move forward, it says take photo, but I am sitting here spamming my square button and it ain't doing a thing.
Another one of the many glitches.
And I have now walked all around the sign, hitting my square button, and absolutely nothing. I'll come back to it in a minute. I'm gonna walk over here and go inside this castle thing. There's a bridge that takes you inside of it. Okay, that unlocked that. Now let's see if they'll let me take a photo. Nope, still not letting me take it. And I can't get my thing until it lets me take it.
How far away is the closest little fast travel place to it?
Way off, bro, way off. Character, strategist, on it. Look, all Translvania collectibles, and the collectibles on Translvania is taking the photos. However, you can tell that this one is not letting me take the photo. And I do not have any fast travel place anywhere near this place. I mean, we're talking, that campsite there is way over there. That one's way down there. And there's another question mark that popped up, evidently, way back where I'd already been through. Lovely. So I'm not sure what to do here.
Where are you at?
I am in the middle of the map, and I mean the middle of the map.
So below Porta de R?
Yeah, you see where Porta de R box, the right hand bottom corner of it is?
The little straight part that extends down, bottom right hand corner.
I'm talking about where it actually says, that box where it actually says Porta de R.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
circle, but at the top of it, it has a straight part that goes off to the left, and at the bottom, it has a straight part that comes down. If you back up enough to see the outlines of it.
Okay, well, you see the outlines where the bottom of it kind of like comes into like a handle.
Yeah.
Just right there where that handle starts, it's right there to the right.
I hadn't been there yet, but I'm actually kind of headed that way, so I'll go off over there and see if it lets me do it.
Yeah. I mean, I have moved all around this thing and nothing. And I thought that it would be taking a picture of this structure thing here, the castle, Brave Castle.
It's going to
Oh,
be a minute before I get there because it's a mile away from where I'm at, but I'm headed that way.
big old structure though. Kind of cool looking. The other thing I'm going to bring up is the lack of stands. I ran on the very few stands. I know it's mostly hill, as you can tell by what I've been showing you. There's a lot of hill here. And it is quite difficult getting up and down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's no lie at all. There are areas where you have to go a long way around before you ever get to where you want to be.
Oh, no, no, no. Damn it. Now I'm stuck down in here. And it ain't gonna let me up out of here. And as you can tell, that is nothing but sheer cliff right there. I can't even drop down on a lower ledge. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm stuck down in here now. Jump my way around here. There we go. Alright, got all that.
Yeah, the game is definitely still having problems with you just walking and ending up stuck in a tree that's laid down or Hell, even sometimes the ones that are still standing, or it's very annoying. But whatever, it is what it is, I guess.
But it's a new game, and I'm sure that they'll get shit ironed out. And they have done quite a bit to fix a lot of the stuff. However, there is still stuff that I would have thought that would have been fixed by now that has not. But I'm telling you straight up, folks, this is a hard map to hunt. I mean, sure, you get in the lower lying areas, like coming up from the main cabin. You can hunt red deer, you can hunt road deer down in there. And there are a few lakes that you can hunt. But for the most part, it's quite tricky. And again, I know you've heard me say this a lot on my streams, but a tree stand would most definitely come in handy on this map, and up in the higher elevations, a tripod. And they're wanting you to harvest, mature this and mature that, which is not a big deal. I'm not complaining one bit about that. There goes the badger right there, bro. Young male.
Nice.
Not mature stuff. It's just in order to hunt this year, and there goes another badger, and there's another one. There's three right
Yeah,
here.
you must have found a little honey hole then, because
And there's nothing wrong with having a game that has difficulty to it. We won the challenge. We definitely got it on this game. And we're not complaining about the challenge, just that we'd like to have some equipment to help us out a little bit.
just saying, if you're gonna make a realistic hunting game, and you want somewhat realistic expectations, then give us realistic equipment.
Yep. Because even the watering zones, a lot of them on this game, there are itty bitty creeks that are surrounded by trees and bushes. Hunting them would even be a task. Now, we haven't done a whole lot of hunting. Like we said, we've been just going around and unlocking all the stuff, and there's brown bear tracks on this campsite and doing stuff like that. Now, however, I finally fired one shot, and I know I didn't stream it, and I wish I'd have been streaming it, but I took a picture and sent it to King. I shot a chamoo at 826 yards.
There's a challenge where you have to shoot one of those little chamois from 487 yards away with a certain tier rifle with one shot. And this overachiever here on the mic had to go off and do it from over 800 yards away. Which, if you've not tried an 800-yard shot on this game, that is no easy feat. At that point, though, it is realistic enough that the wind and elevation and everything does affect your bullet. And those little chamois are not a big animal, so.
And I dropped it right in his tracks. It didn't run. It was a double lung shot with the 7mm. That was my first shot of the game, and what a way to kick off this map with the first shot.
This is one of those moments where I wish that I could share my screen just so that when I make this complaint, people would understand why. I got in a Jeep and I'm trying to drive over to the spot that I told Cross I'd go to try to check out and see if I could take the picture. Grassy hill, not a huge incline, no trees, no rocks, no nothing. And this Jeep will not do it. It got up so far and just started spinning and slid all the way back down. On a dry, green, level, less than 45 degree, way less than 45 degree slope.
And then you see I just clicked on a brown bear, and again, almost never. Every one of them has been almost never. I haven't tried the vehicle on this map, but like I said, I got mine built up to where it has more speed. Not saying that'll do anything for it climbing the hill, but
It's just gutless.
whereas if you had a four-wheeler, you would be able to zip right up the hills.
And in a way, the Jeep is almost a waste of time on here. There are so many trees that are down and so many little thickets and so many mountains that, for the most part, you're almost better off running and just...
And as you can see, I'm standing on a dam. How cool is this? You run into these all over this map. And I come down and opened up that campsite just 700 yards down over the hill from that photo place. I'm head back up to the photo place. And the other thing I've noticed on this map too is your campsites, they do not have a parking sign to where you can get your Jeep and get into your Jeep to change weapons or calls or whatever you may want to do.
Tell you what, I just had a whole herd of roe deer come running out in front of me, and they can be glad I'm trying to be an ethical hunter. Because I could have ran over every single one of them. Are you serious?
What happened now?
$100 yards away from where I needed to be to check that out. And it did its little black screen thing.
The good news is it'll start you out right where you were. The bad news is you got to go and report and come back in and Yeah, I haven't even found any, like piles of crap from the brown bear. It's almost like they put them on the map but didn't put them on the map, you know what I
Mm-hmm. And you know what? It didn't start me where I was. I'm back at the original cabin, standing on the dock. Or deck, not dock.
mean? Damn.
Yeah. Glitches, game makers, glitches, and errors.
Yeah, fix that before you bring anything new to the map. Don't be one of them game creators that they can bring stuff new in and have never fixed what has been wrong with the game all along, like the Hunter Call of the Wild creators. Not knocking on either game, but and to me, anytime I work somewhere and stuff keeps happening, go to the root of the problem. Find out what the root of the problem is and fix it there. Don't just patch. But all patch does is lead to more issues. Nope, still not letting me take it even though I went clear over the hill and opened up another spot. Hmm, stupid. Alrighty.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
I'm not sure either. Unless it was the thinking that it was just too dark to take the picture. I mean, that may have been the problem. Not sure. The other thing I want to bring up too is that photo mode. I have tried and tried to get screenshots off that photo mode and just can't figure it out. Does hit the X button, I've hit the X button, I've held the X button. Nothing has worked. The cool feature, I like the idea. I like to be able to get all the things to make it where I can extend the range 50%. But as you see, I just wasn't able to take that picture back there, so that's going to be one short. If it lets me do the rest of them. But it still does not let me take the screenshot, so it really doesn't matter anyhow. Can't mark the animals, let me know where they're at, like it's intended to be. And again, the same as the first map, I'd highly recommend hitting these creekways to find these zones for the most part, and then branch out from there. Because finding them on the fields and through the woods has been quite difficult because of the terrain. And well, here's the stand. The hunting stands on here, I have found some of them been quite, let's say, lack of positioning, to put it lightly. One hunting stand is overlooking a campsite. I mean, literally. The campsite's on one side of the waterway and the stand is on the other. It's overlooking a campsite. I guess that's to check to see if anybody's coming in your camp, and then you can shoot them. And here's the other thing. This map, you can literally have to jump the logs, because he will not just simply step up on them and step over them. You have to jump them, where on the other map you can just literally walk through them. Not on this one. You can't walk through them. Now, I'm not complaining of them. Well, I am, but I'm not. Make it to where he steps up on that log and steps over the log. And as you see, I'm finding more brown bear tracks. Now, these are small brown bear tracks here, bro. This ain't like that one I seen. That one I seen looked pretty damn big. But there's quite a bit of tracks right here and trails crossing with them on it.
Guarantee if you follow one, you're going to get them never there.
Almost never. That's a red deer calling, something else brown bear. And as far as the game goes, and as far as the way the woods look, I give them 100% on the graphics of the trees and the grass and the rocks.
Shit. Yeah, I have zero complaints about the landscape as far as how it looks. Absolutely gorgeous areas on this game, on both maps. This one maybe more so than the other. But very difficult to traverse around. Sometimes pretty dang difficult to get into the zones and get them open, especially if you're trying not to spook anything off. Mainly because of having to jump over rocks and jump over logs, and there being so many of them.
And as far as the animals being skittish, I mean, the red deer are not so bad and the fallow deer are okay, but the road deer, very, very skittish. The wolves are very, very skittish. And you see, now look how small that is, and I cannot even walk over it. I literally have to jump it, and then sometimes it takes you a few times before they even let you jump across it. And by the time that happens, you done learned everything within 3 miles.
Yep.
I'm a big man and I can step over these walls when I'm walking through the woods hunting. And there are a lot of trees down this map. More than any map I've ever seen, actually.
Yep. Which I like. I like the look of it. I think it looks pretty cool having it that way. It just makes it a pain in the butt to get around. And I found some red deer resting zones in what looked like an area that a tornado come through. I mean, you're sitting there, jump over this one, turn, jump over that one, try not to get stuck in between these two just to work your way out there in between it all to attempt to be able to open the dang zone. And I think that's highly unnecessary.
And again, make the animals like the wolves and the bear aggressive. I mean, they're aggressive by nature. On this game, man, they're chicken shits.
And I don't know about you. I know personally I haven't noticed it. And this isn't anything big. Who really gives a shit if they do it or not? But I've not caught a bear standing up on its hind legs or sitting down on its butt or anything like that on the other map where we actually seen them. And I know they do it on other hunting games, and it's kind of cool when you're going through and one's reared up on its hind legs, looking around, checking things out. But none of that kind of stuff happens on this one.
That's what they do when they're alert in real life. I mean, it's part of their nature. And I live where we do have black bear.
Yep, likewise.
I mean, it's our state animal here.
My state animal is Bill Clinton, but you know. And he was a beast. Ask Monica, she'll tell you.
Now. He just likes to have a cigar played with.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep this PG-13, so I'm not going to make any further comments, but...
But he, I do gotta say though, he was one of the better presidents.
Mm-hmm. Kind of surprised he never got assassinated. It just seems like just about any of them that did try to do good and really cared got killed, so...
Now see here, there is a male wolf alerted that is completely down another hillside with the wind blown and the trees climbing. Should never happen.
And by the way, I'm going to throw this out there as a question, not a comment. If anyone in any kind of way has figured out any way of telling any form of time on this game, you drop that little bit of information in Cross's inbox for us. Because this whole animal is supposed to regenerate and grow and genetics matter and make them bigger and all of that. I'd just be curious if anyone has figured out a way to know how long it would take a level 1 to become a level 2. Because that's something I'm still trying to figure out. Seeing how they don't have days of the weeks or months or anything on here to judge time.
As you can tell, my scent is blowing completely the opposite direction from that wolf too. I mean, and I do give them credit for the fallow deer on here. They do have some nice racks on them. However, the red deer seem to be kind of lacking luster on the racks. Now, I've never hunted red stag in my life. I do not have them in the States, period. But I have watched them being hunted, and they do have some impressive looking racks on. But on this game, they really did not do them justice as far as the racks. And kudos to them on the road deer. I've seen some road deer on here that had some nice looking horns. I mean,
And the wild boar. I like how the wild boar come out on this game too. I actually have that huge knot in their neck and shoulder area and kind of a elongated tail, and actually have nice cutters, sizers, tusk, whatever you want to call them.
see right there's a red deer. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the rack on him. I mean, I've seen whitetail with bigger rack.
And you know, we've sat and talked for hours, and we've come up with a million and one different ideas that would be just freaking awesome to see, or really cool, or make things be even more realistic, or you know, rack sizes, behaviors, territories, more predator animals, more aggressive, and just, you know, any and everything you can think of. And I know that the people making the game can't possibly do everything. However, going back to things that can be done and are necessary and would be good and would help improve, we've said it on several streams. For one, what Cross says on bipods and tree stands. The tracking indicator colors or size. And I think even a couple more calls would be handy. Didn't you say that we don't have one to call in fallow deer with?
Yeah.
A few more calls would be very handy as well. I'm never going to quit complaining about not having a way to cross waterways or go down them until we end up with an inflatable raft or a canoe or a kayak or a little V-bottom boat or something. If they make it where you can drive trucks, it would not be that hard to throw a little 25 horsepower Johnson motor on the back of an aluminum boat that's set at different waterways, or if you had the backpack thing to where you could actually pick out loadouts to carry with you and had a little inflatable raft strapped to it, or I mean just anything.
And the boats are on here, and there's boat docks. You just can't use them.
And on a different hunting game, they eventually come out with a dog that would help you track. That's awesome. Really awesome. I'd love to have it on this game. But even if it wouldn't help you track, this game has a lot of fowl, like goose and ducks and so on, and you are expected to kill them. And there are areas that once you walk into, the grass and everything's taller than you are, and once the animals take off, you can't see them for that reason. So how about a pointer dog that would go into the brush? You command him to go forward, and he flushes the animals up in the air, and you kill them that way, just like you would in real life.
Basically like what Hunter Simulator 2 has. You have the dog that actually goes out into the lake or the river, and he will bring back the ducks that are shot. And then you have the animal that can track a downed animal, or a dog that can track a downed animal, and you also have one that tracks tracks. But as we were talking about, hard to hunt, as you've seen, I just had a red deer bull standing right there by that pine tree. Okay, I come over this hill, and as you see, not only, there's pine trees, but the hills roll. They have humps in them. And I'm not complaining about the humps and stuff, but this map is really hard to hunt. It's going to take a lot of patience and a lot of time.
Yeah. A lot of time. You know what? I'm just going to go and tell them. We are 10 hours straight of not stopping to do little side missions, of not pausing the game to run into town and get something to eat. I'm talking 10 hours straight moving these joysticks, analog sticks, whatever you want to call them. And you see how far we've gotten. You're going to invest time if you're going to play this game.
Especially this map, because of the terrain.
Right. I mean, 10 hours. And I've still got about half of this map that I haven't walked through. That's just... I love having a big map, but... come on now. I've got a family and a job and other things to do too, you know. Especially when they make you buy the territories. Seems like if you're going to buy each individual spot, almost like a hunting lease, then you should pretty much automatically have access to the cabins, the campsites, the stands, all of that is within that area.
Yeah, you think they'd be marked on the map.
At the very least, yes.
And even if you don't get the option to go to the stands right off the bat, at least have the campsites unlocked where you can fast travel and then go to the other stuff. But I mean, I know why they did. That's the way you walk and you find the need zones. But I mean, just 10 hours and here I'll pull up my map again and show you. This is what I've done. I mean, I still got the right side. I still got up across the very top. Another badger zone. Man, I have found a ton of them.
I found one of those little one-stop shop ponds again.
Okay.
Red deer, mouflon, brown bear, badger, fox. Once again, the brown bears almost never.
I mean, it'd be different if we, either one of us had spooked one up or heard one or seen one, but
Right.
both of us walking our mats, we're finding the zones, and ain't neither one of us jumped one up or seen one.
No. We have walked them literally day and night, so there is none of that, well, you wasn't there early enough, or well, you wasn't there late enough, or no, that's not the issue. There's another brown bear zone that's two separate zones on this same pond, both saying almost never. Yet, footprints all over. Tracks, paw prints, whatever you want to call them. And I don't see Cross's map, so I don't know which pattern or how you went about it, but I've pretty much went about walking my map like if you were putting a puzzle together. I've walked the border all the way around, and then I've filtered inside all the way back around, And now I'm starting to work towards the middle of it.
See, I've done the left side all the way up, and now I'm going up the middle, and then I'll come down the right hand side.
I know this, I'm trying to maintain our goal on getting in here and opening everything up before I start doing any hunting, but I've got several tasks. We've been doing this for a lot of hours, and just being straight up, my trigger fingers got the chicken pox, if you know what I
I
mean.
know what you mean.
I'm
I was thinking
itching.
that a couple hours ago.
There's another brown bear zone. Let me tell you how far. 200 yards from the pond that I was just at with two other brown bear zones. This is going down a creek, and funny enough, it's actually underneath a legit bridge. And again, almost never.
Yeah, I think that's a glitch, man. That or they're not on the map. I'm coming up on another campsite. Now they have went above and beyond on the campsites on this map. There are plenty of them.
But again, if you're not going to fix it to where we can have the Jeep at the campsite so that we can switch our gear and reload the guns, then, I don't know, have a tent there where you can go in and do it. Something.
Or like a box like the Hunter Call of the Wild has.
Oh.
I still think it needs a four-wheeler as well.
He wants a four-wheeler, I want a dirt bike. I know dirt bikes aren't realistic, but dang it, navigating through this territory, it'd be a lot easier.
Big boss of Newfoundland. And the other thing you're going to learn when you're playing this map is around the cabins and the campsites. I literally had fallow deer right in the middle of the campsite earlier.
Yeah, they ain't shy. Another brown bear watering zone down this same creek. Still almost never. Funny enough, you talking about campsites. I can see the smoke, the benches, the little pot that hangs above the fire, everything with just bare eyes from where that watering zone for the brown bear is from another campsite. About 50 yards away from it.
Nothing, no billboard at this one either, so won't be nothing added to anything. Alright, that's that.
Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm glad this happened. I'm so glad this has happened while we are actually on mic and on air. If I am walking through an area and it's highlighted because I'm clearing out all the darkness from not being there, and you're going to have something that I need to look at, whether it be a stand, a campsite, a lodge, whatever, put the marker on the map while I'm there, because I am now 300 yards down from where I was, and I click on this campsite, and all of a sudden there is apparently a question mark that I need to go back up the way I just was to see what it is. Why can that not appear as you're walking through? But y'all are watching him, so you know that I guess he is seeing something or trying to sneak up on something right now. I know because when he gets quiet and stops talking, that's what's going on. So, what is it that you're after?
Actually, you are wrong. I was into my map, putting out red markers or blue markers, marking question marks that I wanted to go to.
Okay, so you were still concentrating on something.
Oh yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, I hope everybody that's watching will follow, like, and subscribe and stick with you and invite their friends and people they know to do the same, because I'm telling you guys, although this game's not necessarily the most exciting thing to sit and watch, when Call of Duty comes out and we stream some of that, y'all gonna get some laughs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had to make it immature though.
Yeah, we can watch ourselves pretty good most of the time, but
Those
we got
Aussies.
we got a couple buddies that
Yeah, I'm
probably.
talking about you, BJ.
And Whip.
And Whipper, yep. This couple of guys we game with from Australia, been game with for a long time. Especially BJ. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Going up these. I can't climb this hill. And it's grass. Well, some say, well, go down a little farther and go up. Well, I mean, I'm a hunter. I've hunted all my life, and I can go up hills like that. Might have to crawl at my age now, but I'd go up them.
Speaking of BJ, just come online.
As ears are burning.
Yeah, he's not going to join the chat. Y'all don't have to worry about it, but still.
And those of you who watch me stream, you know that a guy who likes to creep around, but we have been at this so long that you have seen me walk fast and you have seen me even run occasionally. Well, I just would like to have this done and over with.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to actually get started on the missions. Although, man, I've got probably 15 tasks stacked up waiting for me to do at this point by going around and opening them up.
I think I got a task for chamois. Let's see.
I know you do. I've got a couple. One involves killing 2 of them without rupturing the stomach or intestines, and another involves killing one that's not spooked and one that is.
Or is 2 mature chamois without damage to the intestines or something. Okay. The reason I was bringing that up was because there a few minutes ago I spooked some off. Well, I get top of this hill, folks, and if I see one that's out there at a great distance, I will try to make another one of them shots for you. Not saying I'll make it, but I guarantee you that I did a little bit ago, and I guarantee it was 826 yards.
That's one thing about him, and he'll tell you that if it's within 100 yards, you might stand a chance of seeing him miss it. If it's beyond 400, he'll kill it every time. I don't know why, but I mean, am I lying? Cause stop me if I am.
Nah, you're telling the truth. I can't shoot close, but you put them out there and they're pretty much dead.
That has been proven time and time and time again.
I mean, that one time when I recall the wild, I shot a rabbit at 300 and something yards, and then I shot a turkey on tier order at 480 yards.
One of them was with a dang 22 rifle too, wasn't it?
Both of them was with the 22.
Oh man.
This much I will to tell you, these chamois are so small that if you're going to see them at that distance, you will not see them in the binoculars unless they are in a clear open field. I actually looked through my binoculars and didn't see a thing, so I brought up my scope and was scanning with my scope and ran onto them with my scope.
You did have a bit of a one-up on me when it came to this game and sighting in and being used to it, though. On Call of the Wild, it had perks that you could do, and you know when we were still learning about them, Cross had got to the perk before I did, and had chose to do it to where when he sights in with a scope, he would then have to adjust the distance of the scope to shoot the animal. And he let me know that before I wasted a point on the same perk, so I didn't. So a whole game for, I mean, I don't know how much time we put on that game, but it was ridiculous. I'd sight in as long as I could see the animal, put it on him and shoot. There was no realistic part of having to adjust the distance. And on this game, that's not an option. You sight in, you have to see how far the animal is, and you have to adjust the scope accordingly. And it took me a minute to get used to doing that, especially when one's on the move, trying to keep up with how far they are and where your scope's set and everything. So, got a little one-up on me in the beginning, but I've gotten the hang of it now.
And in this game, the wind actually plays a role in it. Now, thank God the wind on this game, on this map, is not as bad as the other one. Although up here it's blowing at 25.
Yeah, but that other one, we were seeing 40s and 50s and
Yep.
stuff like that. Crazy wind.
I don't know where they ran to, but I'm not seeing them.
Again, though, I mean, we've said it every single stream that you've done that I've been with you. We said it earlier on this stream, but I've got to say it again. With all the complaints that's been made, I've got to give a kudos because I'm in an area right now where some of the leaves are orange, some of the leaves are red, some are brown, some of the grass is bright green, some of it's kind of that faded yellow, little rolling hills with a creek flowing that you can hear the water trickling down. I mean, it's just, there are some areas on here that are just beautiful. That's just all there is to it.
Yep.
Yeah, along with your tree stand idea and having the calls, I still, one thing I've said a few times, I don't know if I've ever said it during a stream though, it'd be really awesome to be able to set up some feeders. Like this field I'm in right now, if we had a deer feeder down here or even a barrel with honey or whatever for the bears and stuff and be able to get up in a tree and have that feeder set out, man, that'd be awesome.
Yes, it would.
There's no decoys on this game either. Have you paid attention to that?
Nope.
Like
Well, I have, but I agree.
the other one, you know, they didn't have deer or anything like that decoys, but they did have the ducks and the turkeys and geese. This one we don't have any decoys to set out yet. Maybe in one of the packs or updates to come they'll do it, but not so far.
And again, I'm going to point out just what we were saying a little bit ago. As far as the hunting this, as you've seen, I had, well, I still got them, they're down there somewhere. I call them chamoos. Of course, that's not the name, but I don't ever call anything by its name. And if you got to know me, you would know that. But the rolling hills, you can't see them. The incline, so you would actually have to walk over the hill here, and well, as you can see how it goes right here, it goes down the point and then drops down and goes to another point. Well, they're probably just right over that point right there, and by the time you got to where you could see them, I'd almost guarantee you're going to spook them, and they're going to be gone. So this is what we're talking about when we're saying it's hard to hunt this map.
All the zones, I did not expect this to be a wild boar resting area. Huh. A very odd place to have one.
I'm gonna leave you
Bye.
in the hands of White King folks while I go and relieve myself. I'll be back in a second.
Oh Lord. He's left you in a dangerous place. So, still just running around getting things open. And you got 55 square miles of territory, and you only open up, I don't know, 25 yards to your left and right of wherever you are as you're walking through it. It takes a while. And no, I'm not trying to completely get rid of all the dark areas. I'm just trying to get to all the question marks and campsites and cabins and stands and have it all ready so that when we do start the missions, it makes it so much easier. My girlfriend Robin actually just texted me a minute ago and asked me and Cross were having fun with it. And I told her, yeah, it's just taking forever to get everything opened up, and she's a bit of a smart butt, but she'd have to be with me, so it's all good. He said, oh yeah, first world problems. And I'm like, I know, right? We need to call in the National Guard or something. Just laughing her ass off. I don't know, pretty funny. It's nice to have one that don't give you a lot of crap about spending some time with your good friends and just enjoying yourself. He's back.
Alright, I'm back.
Was that?
Nothing much.
If we ever do a stream with another friend of ours, Nat sat on here, y'all will hear that quite a bit. It's like his opening thing. I don't think he's ever got on game when he said, "What's that?" to everybody. Oh man. Yep. One thing about it, I mean, I don't know, again, there's a lot of areas I haven't been, but the one I'm in now, it is raining. However, it was a real light rain. It wasn't deafening or blinding or anything like that dang Mississippi map would get on that other game. So, rain hadn't really bothered me a whole lot on this one.
No, and it doesn't even storm on this one, it just rains on this map. Unlike the other one, although I found the storms on the other map, I really enjoyed it because the bolts of the lightning, that was a pretty cool feature.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't always just be the little strobe light flash in the sky either. I mean, there was legit, they went to the trouble of having actual bolts come down from the sky. It was pretty cool. up from the ground, down from the sky, however you believe lightning ends up coming, but nonetheless.
There's what your chamois look like on this one. They are small, really hard to see in the brush or tall grass. And I got two young males there, and there's an adult male. But what I'm needing is mature. And please, for the love of God, creators, get rid of this pogo thing. Up, down, up, down, up, down. I feel like I'm on a pogo stick. And the whole stomping of the feet thing, too. We're not in the army. We're in the woods hunting. Crap was that?
Bro, you know, if we're lucky, if we don't sleep, we might be able to start missions by 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah. And it takes too long to change through your weapons and stuff on the game as well. I mean, if you got something in your sights and you're wanting to shoot it, by the time you scroll from the binoculars to your weapon, it they've done intertwined and changed positions and
Yes. It'd be so much more handy to have the information that the binoculars give you be given to you from your scope and not even have to have binoculars.
Yeah, there's a level 4 mature male right there.
Red deer.
No. Move.
Hmm. And a level 4 one of them, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna let him walk?
Well, kind of went down over an embankment. They keep intertwining in each other, so I'm kind of losing track of what's what, you know what I mean?
Well, I know exactly what you mean, and it's exactly what we were talking about a minute ago.
I mean, actually, the one I was going to shoot out of the bunch was the mature female, but I need to, not that I can't make that shot, folks, but they just keep getting intertwined and going up and down. I'm kind of losing track of what's what, so I am going to try to move it a little closer where I can actually see a little better. But I'm probably not going to shoot the level 4. For simple fact is, he'll become a level 5. I just don't know how long it would take him to become a level 5. And I know you're not supposed to shoot the does. But I'd rather harvest that mature doe than take out that level 4 and not give him the opportunity to become a 5. But we'll see how it plays out. And as you can see, they done work farther down the hill. So they may be in vegetation that I'm not even going to be able to see them. And my wind is actually blowing straight at them. So that's not going to help matters either. And as you see, they're far enough over the hill now that there is no way of possibly even getting a shot. They're down in a pine thicket and my scent's blowing straight at them.
Okay, bro. I know you're talking about what you're doing, and that's way more serious than what I'm about to say, but I've got to interrupt you for this shit, because this is just funny. One of these question marks that I just got to, the little sign outside of it's just a little shed, but the little sign outside that tells you what that shed is, it's Goldilocks Shed. And I swear to you, there are bear prints walking out in front of that shed. I'm not making this up. Oh my god.
And as you see, she's not going to offer a shot. They're just going to continue to walk away. So I'm just going to let them go and go ahead and move towards my blue marker rather than spook them. That's funny. Sunday's been eating my porridge.
Although she must have been a fighter because there was only one set of bear prints. There's supposed to be 3 bears. Um, Messed around and killed baby bear and mama bear.
Also, evidently, even got some new fawn down below me. And again, down in the pine thickets, so not going to be able to see what it is.
Yeah, I really had high hopes for the first bear zone that I found in this area to say something besides almost never. But nope, even at Goldilocks' shed, it's still an almost never bear zone.
And don't stop falling. He's a whiz. I need to die now. Come all this way. And he just continues falling down the hill. This is what we're talking about right here. Is you just see me slide almost clear to the bottom. I'm surprised I didn't spook off everything down in. I believe this is a campsite here. I'm pretty sure that's what I've seen up top of the hill. So it's not a campsite. It'll be one of them signs. Hopefully I can take a photo after that last episode.
Right. I need to check and see how many of those it says I've gotten done. I haven't looked yet.
I've gotten 3. Invisible puddle.
Hey, remember I told you I went to one of them earlier?
This is not a take a picture thing. So we'll move on to the next thing. I just scoped that hill and there wasn't a chamois on that hill to be found. And now all of a sudden I spooked off a bunch.
Well, of course. You wasn't ready for it. That's exactly when they're there.
This one is only 1,000 yards. Only 1,000 yards.
You're pushing your luck with 800. I don't know if I'd try 1,000 or not.
No, not a shot. My blue marker.
Oh.
I'd try 1,000 yards if I could see it that far.
Well, you and I were doing that on the multiplayer map to test the range of everything the other day, and
What was it, 890 or something like that was the limit?
yeah.
Right here's probably why I didn't see him. A whole lot of these little pine bushes. Yep, and there's one right down the feeding zone. Right there, why I didn't see him, bro.
That sounds like it could be a reason.
Yep, often.
I mean, this entire hilltop that I've been walking ever since Goldilocks Shed has had brown bear tracks randomly going down the mountain, coming back up the mountain, all over it now for a little over 1,000 yards. I've constantly come across bear tracks, yet I'm still to hear, see, and or spook one off.
Well, even back here where I'm at, top of the map. I mean, this would be the type of place where you would see a bear just scrolling through one of these high fields.
But come to think of it, I don't think I've even seen any bear scat.
That's,
Nothing.
remember I said that a little bit ago. I haven't seen it. It's almost like they put the footprints on the map and put the need zone. Unless there's only one bear covering this whole
Well,
map.
if so, he's a traveling fool, that's for sure. Definitely gonna nickname him Forrest.
Like Mom always said, life's like a box of chocolates.
Here I come across another feeding zone. Again, almost never. This is going to be the hilltop for him. Of all the places I've been, I have not consistently come across this many zones and this many tracks anywhere else.
Where you at?
Pretty much coming straight down through the middle of the map from the top, working my way down towards where I was trying to get for you earlier.
Remember I told you that one area I had tracks all over the place.
Right. New discovery, the sacred zone.
Now I could have walked down in the hollow there and walked down that creek and opened up some drink zones. But the chances of me hunting up here are probably pretty slim to none. I mean, I will come back up here and I will check that other chamois out that I seen as a level 4 in a while after we played a game for days on this map to see if he has gotten any bigger.
Another bear zone on this mountain.
You are definitely finding more bears than I did.
Bro, I've got probably 5 different pictures of bear on my map just down through this straightaway.
You just see, I just clicked on a knee zone, and it's evidently part of the one I clicked on that's clear on the other side of the hill and down the hill a little bit, and it has stretched all the way over to this side of the hill. I was watching a stream, and there was mention of, you know, what the next maps were going to be to come out, and one of them was mentioned was Africa, and the other one mentioned was Alaskan map. And I have nothing against either one of those maps. However, if they do bring out those maps, I would like to see different animals than what the hunter called the wild brought out. I would like to see, you know, like some elephants or hippos, that type of nature of animal, along with, you know, the lions and stuff.
Hell yeah. And as far as Alaska goes, I don't see any reason why there couldn't be polar bear or possibly walrus or get a few almost marine type animals involved as well.
and make it to where there's snow on the ground. I mean, Alaska is a snowy state where it'll call the wild, yeah, it snowed, but it would disappear as quick as it came down. And please work on the graphics of your snow and not make it look like the ground's painted like on the other map. And leave footprints. I mean, anything that walks on snow leaves an indentation. I don't care whether it's a human or an animal. I mean, that's not a big ordeal. It's just something that I don't feel would be hard to incorporate. And I know the stuff that we mention, a lot of things like nitpick, it's really not nitpicking. It's just us, putting ideas out there for the creator who watches the stream, and just stuff that we feel would make the game better. And if it makes it better, and we're thinking about it, then I guarantee you, a lot of the others playing the game are thinking about it as well. We're not just looking for stuff that's going to help us. We are streaming and trying to get stuff incorporated into the games that will also help the other gamers. I did not get into streaming to make money, to get rich. I got in the stream to put the truth out there and to try to get some changes, to make a better experience for other gamers.
Absolutely. So again, we go back to what we said several times. Like, subscribe, leave comments, leave questions. The more he has, the more support. The more the creators that we're in touch with will see that this is not just something we're saying, this is something everyone's saying and everyone wants, and the more apt they're going to be to make the changes.
I agree. And if you want to see streams from more the Hunter Call the Wild, I mean, just let us know. We can jump over to the Hunter Call the Wild and do some streams from it. If there's certain things you want to see from this game, just drop a comment and let us know what you want to see. And if we can make it happen, we'll make it happen for you. I gotta stand up and walk that pogo thing's driving me crazy. I do have contacts with this game and the Hunter Call the Wild. Need to change the channel to the truth and nothing but the truth, because that's what we speak when we talk about the game and what's needed and stuff. It's not just for our benefit, it benefits all. And that's like the Hunter Call of the Wild. If you watched any of our streams where me and White King's been on there, we went through and was debunking all the other stuff that's been streamed about the spawns and about this and about that.
That we did.
And that was to help everybody out. Did we figure it all out? No, we didn't figure it all out. Although we did accomplish a little bit of herd management on the red deer, on the tier order map. So we were able to go that far. And although it didn't produce any legendary or any diamond, we did continuously get level 7s and level 8s.
Yeah.
So the whole thing of stacking diamonds, I'm not saying it can't happen, because I believe it can after we stacked all them mythicals. But for some reason, mine just was not producing any legendary or any diamond. Just a vast area. I mean, if you went and combed through every field to find anything, you would spend months on this map just trying to get up and down these hills and walk through all the fields, and it would make for some pretty boring streaming, I can tell you.
I kind of mentioned that when you were gone, like, yes, I'm trying to open all this stuff. No, I'm not trying to completely clear out every single dark space on the map. Just simply get all the stands, lodges, and campsites open, and any little question marks that there are, and then the rest of the shaded area I'll get open while I'm doing the missions and the task. For that exact reason, it would just, I mean, you'd never really get to start playing. You'd spend so much time just trying to clear out all the dark.
They gonna let me click on that area, I don't reckon. I really ought to find some new farm drink down here or not. It's all jammy. Evidently a few herds too. I mean, you know, some rare and some often for a couple of herds there. And if any of you are on the PS5 platform and you would like to game with us and stuff, just drop us a line. I mean, email. Young female. Adult female.
I don't know what in the hell kind of King Kong wall these creators have made at the top of this mountain, but I was coming down through the middle and I was wanting to cut to the, what I guess if you're looking at the map, it'd be right hand side. I'm about a mile and a half over from where I was, still unable to get around whatever this is, find a way through, and for dang sure there isn't any up and over. This is absolutely ridiculous.
I bet you remember when I told you a little bit ago I couldn't figure out how to get through an area, that question mark, so I said I'd go back to it later.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm seeing a young female, an adult female. There's the short there. And of course, I'll move up the hill, so she moves down the hill.
Finally, literally 847 yards past where I'm wanting to go, I've come across a little road that's going up alongside all these 100-foot rock cliffs that's at the top of this hill. So hopefully this will bring me up and around and back to it. And I hope whatever this question mark is a campsite or a cabin, because I do not ever want to have to try to run up here again. It's so ridiculous. This road I found is a dang snake back. Oh, way on up here. I'm still on it, still trying to get to the top. Gray wolf prints up here. And brown bear tracks.
I just shot a mature female jammy.
Nice. It's not a campsite, and it's not a log cabin. It's just an outlook.
Okay.
That's a little bit heartbreaking.
Oh, no, I hit her in the heart. Ain't no way, I went through the shoulder blade. Oh, my game's doing. Ooh.
I'm gonna count it for you anyway, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clear down this mountain and clear up the other side. I had it wrong. It says do not damage the intestines or stomach. It's the heart is on the red deer.
Well, either way, you got it. So.
Yeah, that's one or two.
There's really a pond on the top of this mountain that I'm on. That's crazy.
It took a little bit of patience with them. They went around the hillside, but they come back around, so sitting there waiting it out. Paid off.
Nice. Still just running the question marks.
Well, that's basically what I'm doing, but just having to run onto some shamus and been kind of. I just picked up another bunch coming up this other hillside, so creeping along. Only need one more and I'll finish out this thing. Wouldn't be doing it if I hadn't been seeing them, and well, I'm here, walking through here, so. Although seeing them on this side is going to be quite the task, but it is nothing but a pine thicket. I'll have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk right up on them. Well, I have to basically walk unless they spooked all the way to the top, and then it looks like it's gonna clear out.
The hell was that?
Yeah, I don't know where they went, but I'm not seeing them. I'm almost to the top. I haven't even found an E-zone for them, actually. Well, their little spook bubble, when they ran off, they went straight up, so... I was wrong about it clearing out, and it's been a pine thicket from the bottom all the way to the top.
Still kills me how some of these areas apparently don't hold any zones, and how just absolutely perfect they would be to have quite a few of them.
Right? I mean, that's like, you know, don't test on the subject of ranges for animals. I mean, I've grown up hunting whitetail, hunting them all my life. The does are a home range. They usually only travel around 3, maybe 400 yards in a round circumference. However, anybody who knows anything about whitetail and has hunted them knows that a buck, when the rut is on, will travel up to a 5-mile circumference. So if you take a map, you put a dot in the middle of the map, and you draw a 5-mile radius around that middle of that dot in all the directions, that is a lot of land that a buck will cover.
Okay, well, don't leave the people hanging too long. What you're coming around
Well, I
about
mean,
saying.
these maps are, this one's, what, it's supposed to be 55 square miles?
Mm-hmm.
My point is just in your bears. Your bears roam all over the place. They don't have, they're called travelers for a reason. I mean, they cover a boatload of land, and they are not always in the same spot. They need to widen the range on according to the way the animal is. That's my point. That's like on that last map on this game, you heard me scream the other day and me telling you about how much I followed the black bear, and I watched them, and I followed them for days, and I watched them, watched what they did, how they reacted, where they went, and I didn't spook them. So it wasn't like that. I mean, I literally followed them everywhere they went. And I did that with 2 pair. I did that with a level 3 mature and a mature female, and a level 2 adult male and a mature female. So, I got to watch both pairs and what they did, and they overlapped in each other's territory. And there's one lake, you can go there every evening, and the same 4 bears will be there, 2 on one side, 2 on the other.
My only thing I would put to that is if they're going to do that, then they also need to increase the population of those animals. Because you and I, neither one have still seen a brown bear.
Right.
Still, this entire time. So that's fine. Let them roam. Let them have bigger areas. So I'm cool with that. But put more of them on here if that's the case.
Well, we ain't even sure whether brown bear on here or not. I mean, the signs are there.
Alright?
But
feed zones, drink zones, and prints. Tracks. But that's been it so far.
But not to even spook one up or hear one. I mean, something just don't match up there. And brown bear is not like a black bear. Black bear is pretty skittish. They'll try to avoid you if they can. The brown bear is the more aggressive than the black bear, and they're not just gonna run off.
Right.
So, where are they? That's the question.
Well, they're not anywhere that they eat, drink, or have walked. They're not in any one of the three places. I just knew for sure I was going to run across one up there at Goldilocks Shed. And not just because of that name. I mean, that name should be a hint. But just the sheer number of zones and tracks. And nope.
I don't reckon I ran onto that shed yet.
It is...
If I did, I didn't pay attention to the name, that's for sure.
It is dang near at the very, very top of the map. Pretty close to middle. I guess that's a lie. I guess it's a little more on the right-hand side than middle, but I'm dang near at the very top. Above the Umbra Tara.
Okay, well, I'm entering that area now. Just crossing over in that area right now, bro. To hit the question mark.
I ended up missing one of the question marks on my little straight down path I took down through it. I've actually gone quite a ways now at this point. Opening zones and everything, but without really jumping up any animals or spooking any animals of any kind.
All depends on the time of day.
Pretty sure the last time I did, the animal that it was a red deer.
Walked around this little itty bitty pond. And the only zones here are for the shamoos. And it's an often drinking zone clear around it. Not even a rare drinking zone.
We have officially crossed 13 real-time hours straight.
Good thing I've been sleeping pretty good and feeling pretty good lately.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, I felt really good here lately. Camp.
It's definitely a great thing. I'm glad.
And there's a bear trap. Right here by the campground.
Are you at her little cabin?
I'm at a campground. Step down here. My next place is 1,200 yards away. What time is it?
The fuck? Oh, pheasant. Sorry. P-H-U-C-K. That kind.
Morning. Alright, got one that's 1,200. Oh, yeah, I might say 1,200 yards away. One that's 1,700 yards away, and the other ones are quite a bit away.
She sits right up at the top of the hill. Mountain, really.
No, I do need to take my pills and insulin. Anyhow, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and kill this stream. I hope you like what you see and what you hear. If you do, hit the like button. Please pass on the page to your friends. Have them come watch if you like it. And we will catch you on the next stream. And once again, I just want to say, if there's anything you want to see or anything like that, any game, just drop a line and we will, if we can make it happen, like I said, we'll make it happen. But we will catch you on the next one. Later.
Later.